How you going? So this is me, GeneralOfOz. I revamped my YouTube video, my YouTube channel a few months ago, and I thought I'd start with a video that just introduces myself, and we're gonna play 20 questions, and it's 20 cosplay questions. So brace yourself and here we go. Question 1. How long have you been cosplaying? So it's going on 3 years now. I started cosplaying in 2018, and yeah, it was just What kind of cosplayer do you consider yourself? I don't really know what that question means. I don't know, does that mean I cosplay superheroes mostly? Do a couple of Disney villains, so I'm either a superhero or I'm favorite cosplay. So as you can tell by my my YouTube handle, it's Okoye. So that's my number one, and I also love cosplaying Maleficent as well. Question number 4. Why did you start cosplaying? I don't know. I was just becoming a super nerd. Always been a bit of a nerd, but I was getting really into it, and I thought the best way to express my nerddom is to cosplay, I guess. And it's also a creative outlet. I'm a creative person, so I enjoy being creative, and if you can see, I made my spear. Those are my Hella daggers, and that is my dragon fang over there, just the bottom of it. So yeah, I enjoy making stuff, so I guess creative outlet. Yeah. Why do you cosplay? It's fun. I guess for that question before and this one kind of go hand in hand. It's a creative outlet. It's fun, you get to meet cool people, and you get to show off for people who make their own stuff. You get to show off the things that you've created, and it's just a really fun time. Highly recommend. Make or buy? A bit of both. I don't think there's anyone either is better than the other. Some people get a little bit pedantic about this, but I do a little bit of both. There are fabrics that I have not sewn with yet, and you need to get to a particular skill level to sew with certain fabrics, and so I just leave that up to the cosplay gods, and I my own ego is sacrificed a little bit, but I bought a couple of my cosplays because I don't have the skill level just yet, and I don't want to ruin really expensive fabric. Favorite part of cosplaying? I kind of touched on that before. It's the people you meet through doing cosplay. You meet some fantastic people, and I've met some amazing people that I'm lucky enough to call my friends and family now, and it's a cool way to kind of also be in amongst your people as well. Like if you're a super nerd or if you're a geek of any kind of any fandom, you get to congregate in one space and just celebrate it and have a lot of fun. So yeah, definitely the people you meet are great for the most part. Most comfortable cosplay. It actually, I'm staring at it right now. It's one of my Maleficent cosplays. It's my second time, the second time I cosplayed Maleficent. It's from the first movie where she walks into Aurora's christening and, you know, what an awkward situation. Yeah, so she's wingless, and the dress is actually pretty heavy because it's made out of a couple of, one of the fabrics it's made out of is like a crushed velvet, and it's heavy, but it's super comfortable to walk around in. It's a really good fit, and like I don't have any problems. I haven't had any problems with it. Well, I've only worn it once, but it seems like a pretty comfortable cosplay, and it's probably one of my favourite ones I've made so far as well. Most uncomfortable cosplay. The first time I ever wore my Catwoman cosplay, I cosplayed Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. So I had this great idea, it wasn't that great, to wear a corset underneath my suit, as well as the corset which goes over the top of as part of the Catwoman suit. So I couldn't sit down properly. I was like this. I was yeah, that wasn't a smart move. And then I couldn't actually lace my boots up either because I couldn't bend forward. So I had to get my friends to lace up my boots. Another great, tell me about I was saying about the people you meet before when you start cosplaying. They are the best when they help you into your cosplay, and you always have a friend around to do it. Yeah, so and they were laced up a bit too tight, so my boots were cutting off my circulation. I couldn't sit down, I couldn't poo, but I look great, and that's what matters. What similarities do you share with the characters you cosplay? Well, in terms of Okoye, I generally tend to cosplay very strong characters, and that's one of the things I have in common with them. I definitely have a strong, forthcoming character myself. And in terms of Okoye, she's very strong, she's fierce, and she's loyal, and I think that I have those attributes. And in terms of Maleficent, I feel like she's a very strong, but she's also quite a vulnerable person, and she's a little bit misunderstood, and I think sometimes that strong women tend to be misunderstood, and I really relate to that. So those are a couple of things, like with other cosplays that I've done, like Jessica Rabbit and Catwoman. Like there's that sassy kind of sexy side to it as well, and I definitely feel like that I am that at times. So those cosplays bring out another side to me. And you can sort of play up the femininity and the sassiness of that. I don't need to play up the sassy, but you know, it helps when you're in costume too. Most expensive cosplay project. I would say probably probably Okoye, or maybe the first time I cosplayed Maleficent, because it was a lot of foam. The first time I cosplayed Maleficent was actually a winged version of her from the second movie. So I did spend a few dollars on making her wings. But I think because I've upgraded Okoye 3 or 4 times now, she's probably my most expensive over time. I don't know if I've spent like a big chunk of cash on something in one hit, but I probably, yeah, say Okoye. She's probably the one I've invested the most coin in, but she's worth it. First cosplay was red dress Okoye from like the casino look that she did in that she wears, sorry, in Black Panther. Yeah, so that was my first one for my first con in Brisbane. Selfie or shoot? Both. Next question. If you could cosplay anywhere in the world, where would it be? Wakanda, obviously. There's a couple of places I would love to go to the States. I have a few friends that I would love to meet in the States that I've actually met through being a Marvel fan, not necessarily cosplay, but I would love to meet the cosplayers that I chat to that are from over there. And then I've got a few friends in the UK as well that cosplay too, so I would love to meet them in person. I think in terms of country locations, like that's a couple of places that I would love to. In terms of like cons, maybe that could be an element of this question as well. I would love to go to a Marvel premiere. That would be the dream, like a big Avengers premiere or something like that, where you get like cosplayers from like that cosplay all the different Avengers and different characters. San Diego Comic-Con would be incredible. I think I was just talking about it before, and I think that's probably a like nirvana for a lot of nerds. And something like D23, because you get everything that falls under the Disney umbrella at D23. So, you know, you get Marvel, you get Star Wars, you get Pixar, you get like everything that falls underneath that. So yeah, that'd be a really cool place. What was your first convention? Brisnova 2018. It was great. It was the first time I'd ever like cosplayed, and I met people that that are still my friends today. I met them for the first time there, and yeah, it's a very special con for me, because obviously last year it was cancelled, but it's, yeah, hopefully going forward from now on I'll be able to make as many Brisnovas as I can, because being my first con is very special. Coloured contacts or natural eyes? I do both. Most of the characters I cosplay have brown eyes, so I don't have to wear contacts. But Maleficent I have to wear like bright green contacts for. Jessica Rabbit I have to wear green contacts for. Hela I've cosplayed, I have to wear blue for her. It depends on the day you get me on as well. Like sometimes I can apply contacts in like a second, and then like the first time I ever had to put contacts in for a cosplay for Hela, I absolutely took probably 40 minutes to do one eye, and it was so frustrating. But yeah, I've done a bit of both. Dream shoot. I would love a collab. I would love a Women of Marvel. and there's many different characters. We could represent every character that was in the A-Force scene in Endgame, plus the OGs, plus a Peggy and a Nat, obviously, because she deserved to be there. That would be amazing, and I would love to kind of like maybe even recreate that scene. I have a few like video shoots that I'd love to do incorporating that as well. I don't want to reveal too much because people are sneaky and they steal people's ideas. But I'd love to do that. I would love to do, there's a special shoot that my closest like cos fam, we want to do like glam version of the Avengers, but we kind of want to do like a Met Gala inspired shoot for that, and that would be a cool video to make as well. I have this, one of my dreams as well is to do one of the scenes in Black Panther, in the casino scene with Okoye in her red dress. She, the fight breaks out and she slides down the banister and her dress like flies up behind her, and her spear, like she just looks so majestic while she's doing that. And I have this dream that I want to do it on like one of those, not like a live wire, but you're in a harness and you're like, you can swing down, and I would love to like recreate that because I've seen a lot of fan art with her and like her dress like flowing up behind her, and it just looks amazing. So I would love to do something like that. There's probably a few more because I have ideas about shoots and video shoots and stuff that are running through my head all the time. There's another one that I kind of want to do, but I'm not going to say anything because again, I know that people are listening. How do you choose who you're going to cosplay? I think that they kind of choose you, like the thug life. Like I was saying before, with you having those characteristics that of the characters that you cosplay, you identify with that. And if you're watching something and you're like, oh, they're really cool, either they've gone through something which is similar to you, or so aspects of their character you connect with. So I think it's more that, I mean, them having a really cool costume really helps. But most of the time I think it's, you identify with the character themselves in some aspect, and that's how you choose to cosplay them. Well, that's for me anyway. That's how I like to choose my characters, or how my characters kind of choose me. Favorite prop you've made? That's one of them, my spear. She's gone through a couple of reworks and rejigs, and there's another one that is actually over here, and I'll get it for you. My Maleficent stuff, my first one, with Diaval sitting on the top of it, and just make sure I don't hit the roof. Yeah, I loved making this. You probably can't see it as well. There is a light that goes on in there, which is one of the things about like cosplaying during the day. It's like you don't get the full effect of it. But I really enjoyed making this, and it's just it's the stick part of the handle of a broom, which I removed the head of, and I stuck one of those, it was a like one of those ornaments, Christmas ornaments that you can like decorate yourself. So that's what the orb is. And then just paint. I wanted to make sure like it looked as close to Maleficent's orb as I possibly could without having the lights on, and then you can flip the light on, and there's a couple of coloured lights in there. And then having this guy, having Diavol on top of it, my trusty raven. Because I'm in Australia, I think sometimes I should have a magpie. But yeah, this was my favourite prop to make so far. Wigs or no wigs? It's funny, this question, because I actually wear wigs more in my everyday life than I do cosplay. I only usually wear, like, there's only a wig requirement for probably Jessica Rabbit being redhead, and I'm not a redhead. And yeah, so like otherwise, if I'm doing like a femme version of a character, like I have with Sam Wilson for Captain America, I'll wear, like I've worn, this is a wig, so I've worn this one, and yeah, so I don't usually, the characters I cosplay for the most part don't require wigs, but I do a little bit of both, but like I wear wigs all the time in my everyday life. Dream cosplay group. Like I said before, Women of Marvel. I would love to do that. I would love to do like a big Disney villains cosplay group. I'd love to do a Spice Girls cosplay group. Yeah, there's like a lot of groups that I would like to do. It's just like getting the right group size to include everybody, and also do like picking characters can be really, really tough, because sometimes there's one in a group that like, or a couple of cosplays in a group that you really don't like or you have no affiliation with, and you're just kind of like, I'm not really going to invest my time and money into making this. So yeah, Women of Marvel is like probably my number one. What do your family and friends think about cosplay? My mum and dad are very supportive, and they try to understand what the hell I'm going on about, but like they generally appreciate like the cosplays that I make, and they're quite, I think they're quite proud of what I've accomplished so far, and like my creativity and all that sort of stuff. But the friends that I obviously have made through cosplay are absolutely like I've made those friends through cosplaying, and so they're super into it themselves, which really, really helps. My friends that I went to school with, they're not they're not into it at all. So it's kind of, again, difficult to explain the stuff to them, and but you know, they're generally impressed, I think, and yeah, they comment every now and again saying, like, supporting me and stuff. So yeah, that's what they think of it. Second last question, best memory while in cosplay. I really love when people come up and ask you for photos, and they appreciate your work and your effort. I especially appreciate it and love it, like any moment where younger girls who are also dressed up in their favourite superhero costumes come up to you and they want photos with you because they recognise your character. I love, like, obviously, like a young girls, you can cosplay whoever you want to and you can love whoever you want to, but the ones who love superheroes and are into Marvel or into DC or any sort of superheroes, like I really love that because there's so much expectation that you would want to be a Disney princess or you know, because that's what little girls are expected to do, I guess. So I love that. I love seeing, I love posing or having photos with the younger fans, and anytime someone, you know, compliments your cosplay or anything like that, it's great. Yeah, so I can't think, and that's always the case when you're asked a specific question and everything that has ever happened to you goes out of your mind, but I can't think of like one specific moment. It's just whenever that happens, like I just explained before, that's a great moment. And last question, your cos plans for the rest of the year. So currently working on the petal frock from the new the new live action Cruella movie. So the one, if you've seen the movie, it's the one where she gets up on top of the cab that Emma Thompson's character is sitting in and she whips the skirt over the entire cab. Like, mine is not going to be that big, but it's sitting next to me here. If I can pull a bit of this over, you can see the ruffles that are happening over here. And there's like, I've never worked with this much fabric, it's insane. But so that's that, and then there's another Maleficent look coming. So those are my next two, hopefully for Oz Comic Con. And then I'm not quite sure about Brisnova yet. I'll have to have a think about that. I'll reassess after Oz Comic Con finishes, and we'll see what happens after that. And yeah, that's all the questions, guys. So hope you've enjoyed a bit of an insight into my cosplay and my thoughts behind it and what got me into it, and just getting to know me a little bit better. And hopefully we want to see more cosplayers out there, and hopefully you'll either decide to get into it this year and just do it. If you're thinking about doing it, get out there and make your cosplays, buy your cosplays. It doesn't have to be movie standard when you first start out. You learn things along the way, and sometimes you don't know what's going to happen until the day. So yeah, hopefully we'll bring you more videos on this channel, but for now, gotta go. Bye.